RPG a day, day 12, wildest character concept. Hi, Bat here. I don't really go for wild character concepts myself. The last time I can think of playing one was back in probably 1993, which is a Malkavian, which of course it was back in them days. You know, it's go a bit crazy, and somehow that means it's interesting. It wasn't very good. He was just an old man Mosher who was kind of into young people's music despite being hundreds of years old and was constantly changing their fashion and things, which was at least a gimmick and a bit interesting. There was a bit of a hook there to roleplay off. But I've had other people over the years that have gone for some pretty wild stuff, and more often than not, it seems to be that they're actually going wild to get a reaction. I mean, there's some people out there that are truly creative and innovative with their ideas, and you can generally tell when they go beyond the gimmick. So what I kind of learned to do over the years was to take them very seriously and to actually ask them, well, okay, that's an interesting start, so what do you want to do then? How do you want to flesh it out? If the player was able to start working out some things or could come back another day with their idea worked out, then great, let's put it in the game, let's give it a try. But if the player tended to sort of go, well, well, it's funny though, isn't it? Not really, no, maybe there's not enough there, you know, go away and think about it. And if they still couldn't, then probably it wasn't right for the game. Really, it was more kind of to get a reaction. But I also kind of came to realise that was partly a reflection on myself. The fact that I was a little bit too serious about the role playing, or brackets, very serious about role play, and therefore sometimes players were trying to get a reaction just to see what I would do and I guess, I don't know, make me laugh or to see if it would actually loosen up the game a bit. The thing is, the other players though, they thought they were going to be involved in a serious roleplay heavy game. At least that was the social contract of my group. So it would actually be a violation of that, but still. Got some crazy stories from when working at the games company, but that'd be unprofessional to talk about. So the one that I can think of that's kind of stuck in my head as just bizarre, I was in somebody else's werewolf game, and one of the players decided they wanted the merit huge size, but they also wanted the floor short. So the ref basically went, right, so you want to be what, a square? You want to play a humanoid square? Okay, you're 4 foot tall and 4 foot wide. And the player kind of went for it, ended up making up a blacksmith Geta Fenris, and there's actually a bit of depth behind the concept as well, so fair play to that player and the ref for going with it. But in a Street Fighter game, one of the players decided to, again, it seems to be to get a rise out of me, they wanted to play a practitioner of Kabaddi, which of course is not actually a martial art in the, well, as far as I'm aware, not in that sense, it's a game of like bulldogs, tag. They wanted to have paraplegic the floor, and then have chi abilities to levitate, and also the sort of levitation athletic combination attacks, so effectively could do a flying magic headbutt and teleport. So yeah, I sat down with that player and went, right, let's work this out. What happens when you're between fights? Who's going to be looking after you? What's the relationship to your carers? And at which point the player kind of decided it was too much like hard work and effort and abandoned it. Kind of interesting though that within that setting, that could have been potentially an interesting character, but there we go.